Well, we didn't do a whole lot. It was just more of a film cleanup, walk through a couple scenarios. Just knowing going in, we were, short on bodies. Some guys logged a ton of minutes last night. In the density of 3 and 4 nights, so just more about managing our workload and make sure we got enough energy and legs for what we have coming down the road here. So he's getting most of his work in now, and we'll kind of reevaluate, next hour or so, see where he's at.
And how about Brad?
Well, he's still in the protocol. He's feeling much better. Not a whole lot else I can give you. I know he's feeling better, and he's watching the game and texting back and forth. So he's locked in. He's still part of what we're trying to do, and it stinks that he's not here.
Can you rule him out for tomorrow yet?
Yeah.
That was my question.
Well, he stole it, so you get an extra one. Go ahead.
No, I don't have any.
That's it. All right.
How is Utah, the opponent tomorrow is Utah, right? Mm-hmm. All right.
You should know this, right?
Well, I thought I knew it, but I don't trust myself.
Two Z's in both teams.
How are they doing what they're doing?
Well, I mean, obviously, I give Will a ton of credit. He's done a terrific job. And I know that feeling a lot. It's a lot to absorb, trying to, get it going in that first year. But they're playing the right way. Their ball movement, spacing, they're really sharing the ball, and I think that plays to their level of efficiency. That's an area that we're trying to, do better in.
Speaking of that, you guys rate pretty well on opponents' points per game, not so much defensive rating. I know you focus a lot on efficiency, but can you take some solace in the other number?
Yeah, to some extent. The points allowed and the overall field goal percentage defense has been solid. You're hoping that, over the aggregate of 82, you start to see that, defensive rating improve, but it's not going to happen overnight. And there's a lot of things, a lot of layers to why it is where it is. Most, in my opinion, are manageable. Cleaning up the defensive glass, obviously taking care of the ball will reduce opponents' number of transition opportunities. So there's some small things. I think you make marginal gains in those areas, you'll see an uptick across the board.
Speaking of transition, I remember last year when you wanted to generate more threes, you tried to focus a little bit on creating them in transition. Is that entering your mind now? How you started?
That's still a part of what we're trying to do. We've seen the deflections go up quite a bit. Now, the one issue is we're not getting the payoff. They're not turning them into turnovers, which would, to your point, hopefully lead to easy opportunities in transition. So, whether it's not us not coming up with the loose balls, is it not the 50-50s? That's an area that we've looked into, and I think it's just more of a mindset that, if we run, we have to be committed to running, and we want more kick-aheads and, early in our transition opportunities. That helps flatten out your defense quite a bit, but right now we have a lot of guys just kind of running alongside each other. Let's get more depth, width to our break, get more kick-aheads, and hopefully that leads to those open threes.
Loose balls and 50-50 balls, is that something that you can run drills to practice? Or?
At this point of the year, no. It probably leads to a lot of concussions.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's just more of a mindset that in transition, you're on the glass or you're back. If you're in no man's land, you're in trouble on defense. I think the same mindset in offense. If we were watching and waiting, if we have an opportunity, get ahead of it. Get to the corners, and I think the pressure that creates opens a lot of things up for, guys bringing the ball up the floor.
Well, it's always good to get a win. It was tough not having Brad and KP out there, but, it's a part of the NBA. You always have that next man up mentality, and we have more than enough talent in here to get the job done, and we showed it last night.
I think it was the night that DeLong got hurt, you told us about your background as a point guard. How much has that come in handy over the last few weeks?
I think it comes in handy a lot, just with my playmaking ability and to try to get other shots and, also myself. So just got to do a little bit of playmaking and scoring.
Well, what have you made of the identity of this team so far? You guys have been missing players and had different lineups and everything like that. Have you been able to kind of get that going?
I think we're still searching it. I think we're still trying to find it. And nothing's wrong with that. Like I said, we have a lot of new players. Guys are in and out. So we just got to keep trying to find it. But I think we're doing a good job of playing hard. So with that, it'll come.
How did you guys make those defensive adjustments last night? Wes said you just kind of started doing it better. Like, it wasn't like the plan changed or anything like that. What were you saying?
Just wanting to win, competing at a high level. when you have those two things in mind, then adjustments are easy on the defensive end. I think defense is more about taking it personal and just wanting to get stops.
Wes said he's relied on you more as a distributor since Jalon's been out. How do you feel like your role has changed a little bit in the second year?
It has. Like I said, just trying to mix in scoring and playmaking. Jalon did a lot for us, especially getting the ball out quick, throwing the ball ahead, making plays for others. So, I just try to do a little bit of that, still, play my game at the same time, which I'm, very capable of.
How would you describe the season you've had so far?
Still early, still, making adjustments, trying to see what my role is, and just go out there and play hard, compete, and be the best me I can be. And I'm still figuring it out. So, I'll get better as time goes, as the games keep going, but, I'm looking forward to the challenge.
What are those things that you're trying to focus in on and get feeling the way you want to?
Just really, trying to figure out, what my role is, and figure out how I'm going to be being played and, my minutes. But, I can't worry about that. I just got to go out there and try to, be effective as possible whenever I'm on the court. So, and I think I'm figuring that out. So just stop worrying about all the other things. Just going out there playing hard, playing to win.
What's it been like playing with Jordan Goodwin?
I love playing with Goody, man. Goody competes, man. He's a dog. He gets after it. He's out there talking. He's locking up on defense, and he's making plays offensively. Just a guy that loves basketball. You can see he's trying to, make a mark and stick in his lead. So, I love playing with him, and I respect him a lot.
When you say he loves basketball, what is it that he does or says or whatever that
Just
makes
his
you realize how much
energy
he loves
every day? Positive energy, always smiling. Grateful for everything, opportunity he's getting, whether he's playing 20 minutes or 2 minutes. Always cheering for other guys on the bench, comes here and gets after it every day, works hard, listens to the coaches, listens to his teammates. He's just a guy that, is trying to, like I said, just trying to establish himself.
It was dope because, I always expect to go out and try to win that every night, and just for me to be able to finally get it, it's just something that I'm trying to gonna really just piggyback off of and stay consistent with. I want to try to win it every night. Plain and simple, just to go out and just be dominant defensively and just try to be able to do as much as I can to protect home and do whatever I can to help the team win night in, night out. And if, going for a belt every night is like, the main goal to help me go out and be consistent, that's what I'm going to do.
Take the belt home afterward, and or do you keep it here for safekeeping?
No, I kept it at the arena. I set it up in my locker and stuff. Used it. I told the guys I use it as motivation because I'm planning on, being able to come in and do the same thing I did the night before and try to reiterate that the next night out, coming out and playing and stuff. So I couldn't take it home because I probably would have forgot it at home too, if we're being honest,
Were you a wrestling fan or a fan of any sports that have belts?
Yeah, I was a wrestling fan, of course. Every time it came on, I was always in front of the TV. But I never really just was consistent watching it. But every time it came on, there was always something crazy that was happening on the TV. So I was always glued to it.
Got a favorite wrestler?
My favorite wrestler at the time when I was younger was John Cena. And I had a real good friend that was in elementary school and stuff coming up. He used to always wear like John Cena, like memorabilia, stuff like the armband, the shirts. He used to have the hats, come walking around doing the "You Can't See Me" in school and stuff. It was dope. So yeah, that's my favorite wrestler, like off top for sure.
4 blocks, did you have a favorite one?
I feel like my best one was the one that we had to challenge because it was just a multiple effort play. We didn't come up with that rebound. We had to have another defensive possession, and it was kind of like, miscommunication on the backside. 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗪 was under the rim, and I just went to go contest it, just giving 110% effort on the floor and just going for everything. And for them to, call a foul after that, it was kind of, smack to the face because, it's my job. So I go up and I go block shots. But, we won the challenge. So it's like my first challenge won, ever since I've been in the league.
Did you know that it was Queen?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I know Wes said that All the other coaches are telling him challenge it, challenge it. Were you also advocating for him too?
I mean, I didn't have a challenge in my mind. I was more of just like stuck in the moment at the time, you know, because they called the foul. I was like, oh, it's, you know, BS, of course. Then I hear him in the back of my ear. I hear him, oh, I'm sorry. I hear him like out of nowhere. It was like, yeah, did you block it? Did you block it? You know, I turned around. I'm like, of course. I brought the ball to y'all. So, yeah. So that's how we ended up challenging it for sure, is when I heard them screaming at me.
On that play, you had to recover pretty much across the entire baseline. I guess, do you ever surprise yourself? Oh, I actually got there.
It does. From time to time, it does surprise me, but it does let me know that, you know, night in, night out, I can do a lot more than what I'm capable of. You know, I kind of, you know, get down on myself, discourage myself most of the time. But when I see myself doing things like that, it gives me, like, a lot of motivation to go out and try to do the same thing night in, night out. And it lets me know that I'm doing something right off the court to where I can come in and lock in mentally to be able to do things like that on the floor.
Gaff, when you first got here, you talked a lot to us about how you wanted your cardio to be better, your wind a little bit better. What did you do to improve that? Were you just like on the treadmill? Like, what's your gym routine?
Really just day in, day out, either out here on the floor or out in the weight room, you know, strength and conditioning, or getting out here and just getting shots up and making sure I'm taking game shots and being in game situations to where I can actually withstand those stints and whatnot. So really just hard work day in, day out. I come in and I get in the gym and put my head down and work. That's the main thing. You know, you can't just come in here and just think it's just going to happen. You know, you got to work for it.